Hi, I'm Tintin Wisniewski from the Hoover Institution. Hoover's Career Task Force on K-12 education, with the help of some friends, has attempted to project what American education might look like in the year 2030. By that time, today's newborn will become college freshmen. The task of looking so far ahead while refreshing is also quite formidable. We invite you to join us in this predictive video presentation in search for solutions to the challenges that American education faces in the years ahead. For more information about this project, please visit our website at americaneducation2030.com. Tom Loveless is a member of the Career Task Force on K-12 education at the Hoover Institution, where he specializes in education policy. He examines the crucial role in education of time spent learning and how this will change both in school and at home between now and 2030.
My prediction is that in the year 2030, just 20 years from now, the American family will be devoting a lot more time to education. And they're going to do that in two ways. One is their children will be going to school longer, longer in terms of longer days and also longer in terms of longer school years. The current school calendar is about 180 days. I think that will probably be extended to approximately 200 days by 2030. And the school day is typically 5 to 6 hours of instruction today. That will probably expand to about 7 hours. Now, I base that on a couple of things. First of all, we know both from psychological research and common sense as well, that in order to learn anything, one needs to devote time to it. Whether it's learning how to play golf or learning how to play the piano, you actually have to put in the time, especially in terms of practice, in order to learn it. Well, learning how to read and learning algebra and learning science and learning history are no different. Time has to be put in order to learn those subjects. Around the world, students spend a lot more time, both in school and then once they get home, in out-of-school activities that lead to their intellectual development. Currently, what do we know about what our high school students do? Well, we know that their time is dominated really by three big activities. One is socializing, just hanging out with their friends. This is the #1 activity of American teens, probably with the internet and social groups that we have online. That has even expanded over the years since the study that documented that. The second activity is part-time work. And here the United States is an outlier. We're really quite different from the rest of the world. If you speak to a European parent or a parent in Asia and ask them, what is your son or daughter's job? They will answer, my son's job is to go to school and to learn as much as he can. And it's different here in the United States. Most of our kids, over half of our teenagers, work during the school year. Some of those kids close fast food restaurants, even on school nights. So part-time work is probably going to be reduced over the next 20 years in favor of more work devoted and more time devoted to intellectual activities. And then the third activity are extracurricular activities or sports. Teenagers all over the world are sports crazy, so it's not as if the American teens are unique in this regard. What's unique is that sports is partitioned off from the school in most of other nations. In the United States, it's really an integral part of high school. So we have disruptions where kids go to rallies or they have reduced school days during the days of big games. That's unheard of, really, in other countries because the sports teams are affiliated with a club, either in the town or village. Now, beyond that, the issue that most parents think of when they think of their at-home time devoted to school activities deals with homework. There's a myth in the United States that American teens over the years, and younger children as well, have had increased homework. The fact is they haven't, and we have really a great deal of evidence on this. We survey students, we survey parents, we survey teachers, and none of those surveys, if you look at them over time, have indicated that homework is on the rise. In fact, UCLA, for over 40 years, has been surveying college freshmen. Now, these are our best students, so we would expect that the students answering this survey would have had the most homework in high school. And they were asked, how much homework did you have when you were a senior in high school? That number has been going steadily down over the last 4 decades, and it recently hit all-time lows. Only 40%, and these are our best students, said that as seniors in high school, they had 5 or more hours per week that they devoted to homework. Now, we know that they're going to be asked to do much more homework than that in college. So there's a lot more room for that figure to grow. Let me just sum up now. Families in 2030 will be devoting much more time to school activities, both in terms of extended days and extended school years. The at-home time that parents spend as well is going to be increased. Americans in this regard, too, are quite different, especially from Asian countries. In Korea and Japan, for example, over 2/3 of 8th graders attend an juku. It's known in Japan. It's a cram school, essentially, where they go to school all day. Then after school, they go to a second school so they can study for their entrance exam for high school. Over 2/3 of the 8th graders go to that. In Korea, the same kind of attendance rates are there as well. In the 8th grade in the United States, on the other hand, is when our devotion to academics begins to fall off among our kids. So in 2030, the American family will be devoting more time to school, and American children will be as well, mainly because it'll increase learning and increase American achievement.